Every single night, your brain runs a simulation of your own death, and you have no idea it's happening. YouTube has 1,000 videos about sleep paralysis, about hypnic jerks, about, oh, your brain thinks you're falling out of a tree. We're not doing that today. You've heard that before. This is the stuff that actually makes you feel like you're dying, and almost nobody talks about it. For example, the exact brainwave pattern your brain makes when you die, it rehearses that pattern every single night while you dream. Let's get into it. Let's start with the big one. In 2022, neuroscientists recorded the brain activity of an 87-year-old man who died unexpectedly while hooked up to an EEG. They weren't trying to capture death, it just happened. And in the 30 seconds after his heart stopped, his brain exploded with synchronized gamma waves. Gamma waves. The same electrical signature your brain produces during REM sleep. The same waves firing right now inside your head if you're dreaming tonight. Your brain isn't just feeling like it's dying during sleep. It is literally running the same electrical program as a dying brain. Scientists think this might be the brain's way of processing consciousness, rehearsing the transition out of existence so that when the real thing happens, it's not a total system shock. Comforting, right? Your brain is so worried about death, it practices dying every night like it's cramming for a final exam. But maybe you're not a dreamer. Maybe you wake up at 3, and feeling like an elephant is sitting on your chest, gasping for air, absolutely certain you're about to suffocate in your own bedroom. Here's the part nobody mentions. Your brainstem contains actual, physical chemoreceptor clusters, the nucleus tractus solitarius, the retrotrapezoid nucleus, and the locus coeruleus. These are not metaphors. They are tiny biological sensors that physically monitor the carbon dioxide levels in your blood. When you fall into deep NREM sleep, your breathing naturally slows down. Your CO2 levels rise slightly. This is completely normal. But in some people, those brainstem sensors have a hair trigger. They detect that normal, healthy rise in CO2 and they misinterpret it as imminent suffocation. This isn't anxiety. This isn't all in your head in the way people mean. It's a misfiring survival sensor in your brainstem, literally screaming that you are being suffocated by your own breath. And because this alarm originates in the brainstem, the oldest, most primitive part of your brain, you feel it as raw, physical terror before your thinking brain even wakes up to question it. Which brings us to the next problem. When these nighttime panic attacks happen, they don't erupt during REM dreams. They explode during the transition from NREM stage 2 to stage 3 deep sleep. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that does rational thinking, reality testing, and says things like this is just a panic attack, your fine is essentially dormant during this transition. It's offline. Meanwhile, your amygdala, your fear center, is wide awake and firing at maximum intensity. Neuroscientists call this fear without context. You are experiencing pure, uncut terror with absolutely no mental framework to interpret it. There's no voice in your head saying this is just a panic attack because the voice is still asleep. So your brain does the only thing it can do with that level of unfiltered fear. It concludes you are actually dying. Okay, but what about the people who hear explosions? Exploding head syndrome. As you fall asleep, your brainstem's reticular formation is supposed to gradually power down your neuronal activity. It's like slowly dimming the lights in a theater. In exploding head syndrome, the system doesn't dim. It crashes. A burst of misfiring neurons explodes through your auditory pathways, creating the sensation of gunshots, thunder, or electrical zaps inside your skull. Research suggests this involves temporary calcium channel dysfunction and GABAergic signaling disruption. Basically, your brain's electrical insulation shorts out for a split second. And here's the truly weird part. These episodes are sometimes accompanied by spontaneous sleep orgasms and hypnic jerks simultaneously. Your brain just blue screened so hard, it crashed your hearing, your motor control, and your reproductive system all at once. Windows would be jealous. Sleep paralysis. Everyone's heard of it. Everyone draws the demon on your chest. But here's what actually creates that demon. It's not a hallucination of a creature. It's a neurological glitch in your temporoparietal junction, your brain's GPS system. During REM sleep, your body is paralyzed by atonia. Your brain can't update your body position because your body isn't moving. Your temporoparietal junction, the region that creates your sense of body boundary and self-location, starts panicking because it can't locate you in space. To resolve this contradiction, your brain projects a presence outside your body. That heavy weight on your chest? That's not a demon. It's your brain's GPS system creating a phantom body to explain why it can't locate your real one. This is the exact same brain region active during near-death, out-of-body experiences. Your brain isn't seeing a monster. It's having a spatial navigation error so severe it invents a second you. Now let's say one of these events, a hypnic jerk, a panic surge, a sleep paralysis episode, jolts you awake suddenly. You enter sleep inertia. For 5 to 20 minutes after waking from deep sleep, your cognitive function, judgment, and reaction time are severely impaired. You are essentially operating on a dying brain's level of awareness. If a panic attack or paralysis episode wakes you during this window, your brain cannot distinguish between the disorientation of waking and actual neurological failure. The two states feel identical. Sluggish cognition, inability to assess danger, a fundamental sense that something is wrong with your brain. Because in that moment, something is wrong with your brain. It's just supposed to be wrong. It's supposed to wake up gradually. But you rip the band-aid off too fast, and now your consciousness thinks it's shutting down permanently. Your locus coeruleus. It's a tiny blue-stained nucleus in your brainstem, your body's norepinephrine alarm center. During healthy sleep-wake transitions, the locus coeruleus helps reboot your consciousness. It gently nudges you awake with a controlled dose of alertness chemicals. But during nocturnal panic, the locus coeruleus fires hyperactively while your prefrontal cortex is still offline. Neuroscientists describe this as a car alarm going off in an empty parking lot. Pure sympathetic activation, racing heart, gasping, sweating with no owner present to assess the threat. Your body is flooding with emergency chemicals while the part of your brain that can interpret them remains asleep. So the chemicals don't feel like alertness. They feel like terminal emergency. During REM sleep, your brainstem produces pigo wave spawns, geniculate occipital waves. These are electrical sparks that originate in the pons, travel through the thalamus, and detonate in your visual cortex. They are the neurological ignition system for bizarre dream imagery. And they are accompanied by something called sawtooth waves, a unique 2 to 5 Hz triangular brainwave pattern found only in REM sleep. When you partially wake during REM sleep paralysis, false awakenings, these waves don't stop immediately. They bleed into your waking consciousness. Your brain interprets this reality glitch, where dream imagery intrudes on waking perception, as a fundamental breakdown of existence itself. Because if your senses can't be trusted, and your body can't move, and your brain is showing you things that aren't there, the only logical conclusion is that your consciousness is dissolving. Which is exactly what dying feels like. During normal sleep, your vagus nerve dominates. Your heart rate drops to its lowest point in the entire 24-hour cycle, sometimes 40 to 60 beats per minute. You are physiologically as close to death as you get while still alive. A nocturnal panic attack creates a violent physiological whiplash. Your locus coeruleus triggers a sudden surge of norepinephrine, and your heart rate can spike from 55 to 120 beats per minute within seconds. Because this transition happens from a state of maximum relaxation to maximum alarm with zero gradual build-up, it feels more catastrophic than any panic attack you could have while awake. Your body goes from deep restoration to imminent death faster than any natural experience you're supposed to survive. There is no warning. There is no build-up. Just pure, vertical terror. Here's the most disturbing part. After a single nocturnal panic attack, your amygdala encodes a powerful associative fear memory. It links normal sleep phenomena, heart rate fluctuations, breathing changes, body temperature drops with extreme danger. This is called interoceptive conditioning. Your brain learns to monitor its own internal signals during sleep and trigger full-blown panic responses to benign physiological changes. Over time, your amygdala becomes hypervigilant, specifically during NREM transitions. It starts treating the act of falling asleep itself as a threat to be monitored. Your brain literally learns to fear the act of falling asleep. The dying sensation isn't random. It's not bad luck. It's a conditioned neurological response to your own body's normal, healthy sleep processes. Your brain has been trained by one bad night to treat every subsequent night like a potential emergency. So what do you actually do with this information? Understand this. Your brain is not broken. It is overprotective. Every system we talked about, the gamma death rehearsal, the CO2 suffocation sensor, the locus coeruleus alarm, the amygdala guard evolved to keep you alive. They are just miscalibrated for modern sleep. Your brain is running survival software from 200,000 years ago in a bedroom with a weighted blanket and a white noise machine. The false alarms are annoying, but they are proof that your brain would rather wake you up terrified 100 times than let you miss one real threat. The next time it happens, and for some of you, it will happen tonight, remember, it's not death, it's rehearsal. It's not a demon. It's a GPS error. It's not suffocation. It's a CO2 sensor with a hair trigger. Your brain is not trying to kill you. It's trying to keep you alive so hard that it sometimes breaks the simulation. And honestly, that's a little bit beautiful. In a terrifying, sleep-depriving kind of way. Sleep tight. Your brain's got you. Even when it feels like it doesn't.